It's time for the final story in this series of real life stories about witches detailed in a 1927 newspaper from York County, South Carolina. And before we begin, this one is a tad bit of a doozy, but then again, it's kind of what you get for spying on people when you should be minding your own business. Abner Wayne lived in the north end of York County, South Carolina. A lifelong resident, he was not unaware of the stories of the annual witches' meetings that were held at this house. It was said every December 31st, witches from all around the upstate of South Carolina would meet and hold rituals and detail stories of the hexes and curses that they placed on other people from the previous 12 months, as well as detailing what they wanted to do over the upcoming year. Well, one year, Mr. Wayne got kind of curious and decided that he was going to spy on the witches' meeting because he wanted to see if it was true. He decided to head there the day before to take a look around. His initial plan was to hide in the walls and spy on them that way, but looking at the picture, you can tell that there was absolutely nowhere to hide within the walls. So he did the next best thing. On December 31st, he arrived a few hours early and climbed up the chimney and decided to hide there. After a few hours of waiting, he kind of began to think that it was nothing but a bunch of BS. But as he got ready to hop down, he saw women starting to arrive. So he got himself positioned in the chimney a little more comfortably and listened in on the meeting. Throughout the evening, he heard witches detailing hexes that they put on others, many people in the town who he knew about, and it explained all of their unfortunate events that were happening. But what was most interesting was what their plans were for the upcoming year. While he couldn't see any faces, he heard a very detailed plan of the types of hexes and curses they were planning to put on others, types of chaos they were planning to create politically and around town. This was perfect for Wayne because now in his mind he started to think, okay, I can thwart their plans. And the wheels started turning. But just as he began to get a little excited, something happened. The witches lit a fire in the fireplace. But this wasn't too big of a deal because there was actually a hole in the chimney. So he just took puffs of fresh air out of there in order to keep himself from suffocating. Kind of lucky, right? After spending some more time listening to their plans, his foot accidentally slipped, which caused some commotion inside the chimney. This got the witches curious, and one yelled out, "I hope I shall fall down and die if up the chimney there's not a spy." Suddenly, Abner fell down the chimney into the fire, but was able to roll out. This was a very lucky man, or so he thought. Lying there on the floor in front of a group of about 50 witches, the women decided it would be too easy to just outright unalive him, so they did the next best thing. Abner was stripped down naked, and his body was reportedly stuck with thousands of pins from head to toe. They then escorted him to the door and told him should he ever return, he would be meeting a fate much worse than what he just experienced. He painfully made his way back home where he detailed everything that happened to his family. So a neighbor had gotten some contacts and was able to get in touch with a local root doctor in North Carolina. The unnamed root doctor came down around the first week of January, examined Abner, and determined that yes, he was indeed under a witch's curse. The easiest way to get rid of the curse was to find a black snake. Now, keep in mind, it's January and all of the snakes are hiding and hibernating or whatever it is that they do at the moment. But that did not stop the town. Everyone all over the north end of York County decided that they would go hunting for black snakes. One was finally found, and a gunshot was signaled in the air to let everyone know the hunt ended. The root doctor took the black snake, tied it around Abner's waist, and suddenly all of the pins fell out of his body. Abner was reported to have suffered more psychological damage than physical damage. He never went to that house ever again, and his family shortly moved after that.